Hi, I'm Denise, and I'm working with the Tobacco Prevention and Control Program. Today we will be sharing with you two volunteer recruitment examples. The first, recruiting an advocacy chair, and the second, recruiting a media spokesperson. During the role plays, look for the following 5 key elements of volunteer recruitment. The first, establishing a need. The second, explaining responsibilities. The third, answering questions and concerns. The fourth, sharing benefits. And finally, providing contact information for follow-up. In this short clip, Cindy Hunter is the coalition coordinator of the Tri-County Coalition for Health. Jill P. is married and a mom of a young daughter. She has been a coalition member for 1 year. She has testified at the joint financing hearing in the spring of 2009. She has written also several letters to the editor and testified at smoke-free air hearings at the Capitol, and also attended the Lance Armstrong smoke-free air event in the winter of 2008 prior to joining the coalition. She works flexible hours with a variety of people and experience with volunteer recruitment.
Hi Jill, thanks so much for meeting with me. I know that you have a very busy schedule and I really appreciate the time you've taken out. If I haven't done this already, I just want to thank you on behalf of the coalition for all of the hard work that you've done for us on smoke-free air for our coalition. You've done the Lance Armstrong event, you've testified at so many hearings, both joint finance and our other smoke-free air bills. You've also done, at least 3 to 5 letters to the editor. You've also met individually with our representatives and our senators, plus you were such a big help for the smoke-free air implementation event. So thank you so much. But the bigger reason I wanted to talk to you about is we are currently in the process of organizing our MJC, and we are looking for people to serve in leadership positions. And we were thinking that you would be an ideal candidate for our advocacy chair, and I wanted to see if this was something you'd be interested in. And as you know, one of the things we need is for people to be trained and to continue to talk to our decision makers, because we have to continue funding our program. We also have to make headway in other tobacco products and tobacco tax increases. And I know from the strength and ability that you bring as a health educator, I know you work with the Green Cross Association. You do technology, you also recruit volunteers, and also all of the work you've done for health advocacy, I think, and our coalition leadership group thinks you would be a great addition to our team for an advocacy chair.
Well, thanks for thinking of me, Cindy. It definitely sounds interesting. I'm
Great.
just curious to know a little bit more about, what my responsibilities would be, if I took on this role.
Good. Well, good question. We would look to the advocacy chair to be someone who would create and manage a listserv for our advocacy volunteers. Of course, that's something that I can't do as an MJC coordinator. To meet with our elected officials, as you've already been doing, to really look and recruit and train our volunteers to be advocates. And I know, again, with your skill set as a health educator, that would be a great match. And then it's an opportunity, too, to attend trainings and then to work with our partner organizations. So what do you think? Any questions?
Well, obviously, and I think it's a question that we all have, especially, you being a coordinator and that type of thing, trying to find, volunteers, in a sense, if there's new people out there, finding them and getting them interested in our cause. So that is a concern that I have about, recruiting volunteers. Is there a particular number that you're looking for in terms of, how many advocates you'd like to have for the coalition? I definitely do love, advocating on this issue.
Mm-hmm.
I do have experience, doing volunteer recruitment, but it does always make me a little nervous at times. I don't want to be the only one, advocating on this issue. We know and we've seen, past results that there definitely is strength in numbers. So that is a concern that I have about, what we're looking at in terms of recruitment.
No, I totally understand what you're saying. When I was a health educator at the local university before I became the MJC coordinator, I had to recruit volunteers, and it's not an easy job, and it's not one that's always so easy in being the sole person responsible. So I don't remember I don't know if you recall at our last coalition meeting when we talked about the strategic recruitment plan.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Well, we are going to be working on that, and that's going to focus on looking at who do we need to recruit for our specific initiatives, who will do the recruiting, and then by when. So definitely you are not going to be the only one who's responsible for recruiting people. and we are going to share that responsibility amongst the coalition members. And then we're looking at, for the advocacy role, probably about 3 to 6 good volunteers to work with you.
Oh, that's
And
not that
then,
many.
and then coming, recruiting them from across the Tri-County area for our coalition, and probably over the next 6 months. So it's a little bit of a time frame. We don't need to recruit them immediately.
So that's actually not too bad. I know when you were talking about the strategic recruitment, that sounded very interesting.
Great.
So it's nice to see that, everyone will be playing a role in that. And yeah, I think 3 to 6 people is not that
Good.
many, to start with. Great. I definitely do enjoy, what I've been doing, obviously. And I don't mean to sound kind of selfish or anything like that. Obviously I have a family, I'm working full-time. This is, a wonderful opportunity, but I'm just kind of curious as to, what you see as a benefit to me
Right.
if I started volunteering a
No,
little
that's
bit more.
perfect question. Good question, and I see this as a possible growth for your career building. You'll have a chance to work with the movers and shakers not only in this county, but also the 2 other counties. You'll meet the elected officials, both at the local and the state level, get to know them a little bit better because you'll be a part of our face to the MJC for our advocacy. And then the trainings that we are going to be providing as well as attending, that'll help build your skill set, so that would be great. And then I know that you're interested in staying here locally because of your daughter, and it's done here locally, so there'll be an opportunity to kind of get to know people in leadership positions, so it'll be a place possibly for future job opportunities. Great. So I know I've given you lots of information, and is there something you think you might want to consider doing this?
It
or-
definitely, sounds very intriguing and very exciting to get involved with. I mean, obviously, we've had some great successes, over the last couple of years. Obviously, some things that haven't quite gone our way, but I know definitely that there's still a lot of work to be done.
Okay.
Before I, commit fully, to taking this role on, I do want to talk with, my husband, my daughter a little bit more, and just to make sure that over the next several months that there isn't, anything major that might come up where I couldn't fulfill my responsibilities to the coalition.
Oh, sure.
I also do want to talk to my supervisor at work, for the same reasons, just to make sure that there aren't any major, work projects or that type of thing that, might interfere with us a little bit more. I probably could do that within the next week or so.
Okay.
If you can give me that much time, that would be great.
Sure, no problem. Sounds good. I will definitely give you a call next Thursday. You're going to be working directly, if you choose to be the advocacy chair, you'd be working directly with me and Sally Brown, our
Oh, okay.
coalition MJC chair. And Sally, I talked to her and she said she's definitely available if you want to give her a call, talk to her about what it's like working in
Yeah,
a
I
leadership
might do that
position.
just to find out a little bit more.
And I'll give you her contact information, and then again, I'll contact you. And I know you're busy, so I don't want to keep any more of your time. Thanks so much, Jill, and I hope to hear a positive, but either way, I'll talk to you next
Okay,
Thursday.
great.
Okay, thanks so much,
Yeah,
Jill.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.